to be here. Good to be on the Cavalry.
Back on the Cavalry where things feel right. Welcome, everybody. Happy post 4th of July. Johnny, I was thinking about you on the 4th of July. I bet you saw some fireworks. You just feel like a guy who saw or experienced fireworks to me. Am I right about that? We have not texted ahead of time to see if I'm right.
We did not, because if we had, this would be blowing people's minds. No, we were driving home from Illinois and we just saw them out the side of the car.
Oh, no fireworks. 4th of July, the Beaners?
That's
Oh,
right.
man.
Right.
That ruins my whole image of you out there in Wisconsin and the big backyard and I figure you had like the good, like the M80s and everything.
Well, no, we were on the 3rd, we were driving home, and that was Sunday night, right? Because the 4th was Monday. Yeah. And
yeah, oh, that's right.
So people were blowing them off, whatever. We could see them as we were driving home because it was kind of in the evening. And then on the actual 4th, it was really rainy here in Madison, and we were just cleaning out the basement the whole day. So,
oh, that's a great story. Hey, obviously no prep on this podcast. Anyway, God.
Anyway.
But yeah, we had a pretty good 4th. Same thing, no fireworks though. So I was like the whole time.
Why was there you didn't go to any?
We're in the, Portland.
They don't
Oregon.
do them where you live?
It's illegal. It's very illegal here. You could have gone down to the river and I guess seen the city's version, but I was in my backyard. I had a fire. We had the solo.
You had a fire?
Made the fire pit, did s'mores and all that, but no fireworks. Which we heard them though. I mean, the dog Trudy, it gets freaked out. But
oh, now I see why you said fire as opposed to fireworks.
Yeah, fire.
Okay. we had a fire.
That's how I say fire all the time. Fire. I say that in a emergency situation too. It's like, everybody get out of the building. There's a fire. No, is he trying to say? Is he trying to differentiate between fireworks? Fire!
Is Andrew doing a Valley Girl accent while he's trying to get us all out
of this? This building is on fire. Is it
fire?
Really? I don't understand. And we're all dead. Dude, I have a fire. I have a problem with my. Has this ever? Have we talked about? I think we've talked about this.
I like it how we have to preface that for literally every conversation point.
And this came up so organically. But I'm like, oh no, we've talked about this. But my fire alarms are too sensitive. We've definitely talked about this.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what? We're a bad combination. Because even if we had, I don't know. I don't really. Our listeners would know better than me.
We need someone. We need a statistician or
a stenographer.
Yeah, taking minutes of the podcast. Who can?
Yeah,
tell
Benny.
us.
Benny, why don't you?
Oh yeah, bring Benny back.
Yeah, Benny
should have never fired Benny.
I know. I hired him back.
But he did have all that sexual misconduct.
Yeah.
So we felt like we were doing the right thing at the time.
That's right.
But 4th of July, pretty good. You guys went to Illinois. What was in Illinois?
We went to Illinois. My cousin has this land in Towanda, Illinois, where it's just this super old 150-year-old house with barns and all this land, and it's huge house. So we had a bunch of relatives just come and crash in different rooms and camp out on the yard. I camped out in a it's a 1-person tent, but they say it's a 2-person tent with my 2 children and dog, and I've never gotten a worse sleep in my life.
You have 3 children.
Oh, well, two of the children. Aaron and Phoebe slept.
Okay. You said it so I camped out with my 2 children. I was like, nah, man, you're forgetting one.
Oh, we got fact checker Andrew here. Nope, Johnny, you have actually 3 children.
Yeah, so you and 2 kids and the dog in a 2-person tent. That sounds awful.
It was. my age really, I was really feeling my age come through. I used to be able to sleep anywhere, and now it's like I'm like hunched over at a weird angle because there's an elbow and a dog, and I wake up every 25 minutes throughout the whole night. It was bad.
I will say that I don't know if it's gonna be an age thing or whatever, but me marrying my wife turned me into such a hotel snob. Like, there's just no way.
Oh, why did she turn you into one?
Because she is one. I mean, and then you do it over and over again because of her, because she's not going to camp out on some relative's lawn. She's like, no, we're going to find the hotel nearby or whatever.
Yeah.
And I then do that enough, and then I find myself on the road, and then it's like, Johnny is furiously swatting at flies.
Something is flying by my face.
It's very distracting.
Sorry. But I am listening.
It's like you're still camping out in the woods. You've gotten very good at.
I'm having flashbacks.
But now it's
you must hotel or travel with Heidi more than I do with Aaron, because most of the time if we travel, it's staying at just with family, and when I'm on the road, it's we got 3 kids, so she rarely comes on the road.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I mean, maybe we had longer before we had kids, so then. But even so, I think even now with Ginger, like, she just doesn't have the gear for. She would dispute this or whatever, but we should have her on. She can argue her point. She does not have the gear for, like, the crappy motel. Put it that way. Like, there's no. It's like the nicest, not nicest, but like the nicer place.
Do you have any stories of like, oh, this will be fun, I'm bringing Heidi, and you just get put in the most embarrassing awful place?
Yeah, well, okay, I don't know if I've told this, but the first cruise I did, I'd never done a cruise before.
And you brought her on your first one?
Yeah, because it was on Norwegian when they had hosts, and I was a host starting out. And back then, if you're a host, you had to do it for a month. So the first time I ever did it, I was on for 4 weeks straight.
Can I ask what year this was? Do you know?
Oh God, I'm so bad with years, so I have to.
I just don't know how long you've been doing them.
Yeah, I'd have to reverse engineer it. So if I was married 6 years, it was before we got married. So like, I don't know, probably like 7 or 8 years ago. I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
But 8 years. Let's say 8 years. It's probably at least 8 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it. So, and I'm on there, and they show me my room. In fact, this was early on with the levity. So like the host would be in. It's not this way anymore, but the host would be in the. Like deck 4 in like the real tight hallway cruise quarters. Like it was, you had your own
window?
room. No window. No window. Barely like the bed was basically the length of the room. Like there was there's a closet, bed. It's like a hallway. Yeah. And then a bathroom at the end of it, and it's very tight. And the whole time I'm new to this game, so like I just kind of assume they're going to take care of you. And I'm like, well, they know my wife's coming, And so, at the time, she wasn't my wife, but my
Guys, this comic's bringing his wife. Put him in the special big room.
Yeah. That's literally what I thought that's how it was going to be. And like, I'm talking to this guy. He's like I don't know what they call him at the entertainment coordinator or whatever. And I'm like, he's this French guy. He kind of doesn't care. So I'm like, whatever, they got it figured out. They know she's coming, because they told me, the woman at Levity, she was like, oh yeah, bring your girlfriend, she'll love it, it'll be so fun. And so I was like, the third week, I was like, the last week I'm on there, I'll bring her on, so I'll have kind of like it all figured out, she'll come on, whatever.
Oh, okay, so she didn't get on with you. She was coming on your last week.
Right, so I'm on there the 3 weeks. I'm like, okay, great. This is the week Heidi's coming. And before that, I kind of go up to the guy. I think his name was Greg. I go, hey, Greg, when Heidi comes on, where do we stay? Because I was like, we can't fit. Like, literally, you cannot fit two people in this room. Like, it's impossible.
And what did he say?
And he goes, that's where you stay. Like, there's no room. Like, there's no other room. We're sold out. Like, there's no other. I was like, you got to be kidding. So I was like this huge fight, and but that was it. And so she had to get.
Who? With him or with Heidi?
No, with him. And then when Heidi came on, I had to explain to her. I was like, look, this is not what I imagined.
Not sleeping.
And she gets claustrophobic, and then they're like, we had to wheel in a rollaway because the bed was literally barely enough for me shoulder to shoulder to fit on. So there was no way you could put two. So they brought in a rollaway bed, so the whole room was bed. It was like wall to wall bed. There was if you got up in the middle of the night, you had to walk over bed to get to the bathroom. And the rollaway was way lower than the bed. So like we're trying to be romantic or whatever, and then they're like holding hands with someone below.
Huh?
And I just remember she gets so claustrophobic in the middle of the night. We just turn on the TV and put on, because they always were replaying like March of the Penguins at the time.
No.
So like that was like her way to like, because it's very expansive or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was very like embarrassing. Not embarrassing, but just sort of humbling and going,
right.
You're not with a big shot just yet. He still sleeps in this shithole basement room. But it's always that way, because when you get the gigs, when you're in the room is the balcony and the beautiful suite, it's like she doesn't come, and then you're by yourself, and it's like a big waste,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I brought Aaron. This one we were married but didn't have kids. I think we were living in Nashville, and I got a gig at Hilton Head. And I don't know if I didn't realize this or if I was like, this will be fine. But we stayed with the guy just at his place. And it was just so bad. He's like, he's in his underpants, like in the living room that you walk by when you get in. There's a cockroach. The kitchen's just filthy. We're upstairs. You can hear him moving. It's just like, ugh.
That happened to me recently and the problem is, I mean, usually, especially back then, right? You're talking about like $100 you're saving. Like back then. From like just an okay hotel, but like $100 what used to be like what you'd pay for like a decent room, right?
Yeah.
And the second you walk in, you'd go, I would pay $300 to not have to sleep here tonight. But it's too late because you're there and you're going to insult the guy.
Yep.
If you just walk out and stay in a hotel. And that happened to me on this last trip. I can't even say where I was, but I go into the place, and I was staying at the Booker's.
Patreon, people. Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon. And I was staying at the Booker's place, and the second I walked in, I was like, huge mistake.
But it's too late, right?
But it's too late, because it's very insulting to someone.
Oh, this is where I'm staying? Okay, can I use your internet?
Do you have a Wi-Fi? It's really fast. I need really fast Wi-Fi because I need to find a hotel really quickly. I am disgusted. Do you have a toilet to vomit in? Because this is the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. And it wasn't that bad. It was not that bad. I'm just saying I've been ruined by my highfalutin wife. That's what I'm saying. But I was like, oh, God, just get every time. Just get a hotel. Even the Airbnb people, like, I get like an Airbnb for big groups, or if you get the whole house or whatever. But these people who Airbnb just like single rooms of somebody else's house, like, are you out of your mind? Just get a hotel.
Yeah. Well, do you want to jump into?
Wait, really quick before any more, I just want to say, Heidi and I have been on the other end of someone staying at our place and then no longer staying at our place.
Oh, because they didn't want to be at your place?
Because they got a hotel. Yeah. My friend, and I can put him on blast because this was a previous relationship, but Jono Zalay, who's been on the podcast, stayed at the apartment, and he was there. They were there for one night, and we had this in LA, and we had a separate bedroom, very clean, but it was cold, and it's these LA bungalow style apartments are not well insulated, and it was an air mattress on the floor, and they survived one night of that, and we gave them all the blankets, but they were out. The next night we were very insulted. I don't know if I've ever told Jono that, but yeah, so that's why you grin and bear it. Grit and bear it? Grit and bear it. Grin and bear it? I don't know.
Grin and bear it.
Grin and bear it.
Yeah.
You grin and bear it if you're in that situation. You said yes, you're staying. I don't care what you're walking into.
Yeah, if you're going to make other plans, you got to do it beforehand. Yeah. That way it's not obvious that's like, oh, this? No.
No. I know.
Then you got to act like you're doing them the oh, no, I would never put you up. We're just going to get our own.
And the more
Instead of showing up, hey, thanks for letting us stay. Oh, no, we can't possibly.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
You live like this? Good God. I'm out of here. Okay, but where were you going to take
Well, I was going to see if you wanted to jump into your recommendation. I got to be honest with you. If you want to talk about a show every episode, every week, I don't know. I'm just putting myself in the shoes of a listener that doesn't watch the show.
Wait a minute.
Why would they want to listen to two people talk about a show they're not watching?
First of all, we're talking about, now we have a robust listenership, don't get me wrong, but we're talking about a very select group of people. And I believe that these people who are so dedicated to this podcast.
Did we come up with a name for our fans?
The KKK. No.
No, that's just 3 of our fans.
Yeah.
That's Kevin, Kyle, and Carrie.
The Cavaliers, I think we came up with one time.
Oh, okay.
Hasn't stuck. But I would say the Cavaliers are so dedicated. They would watch The Old Man.
Just because you recommended it.
Give out your Hulu password. Let everybody.
Let me tell you this. Okay, this because I started watching it while I was waiting for you to send the invite. I got 45 minutes into the first episode, and I'm not gonna give spoilers. Much better. I may be into it.
Yes.
But the trailer, because I saw the trailer, I saw the first couple seconds of the trailer, before last time we talked, and I was like, oh, this looks good. And then they started talking about, the Portuguese government and the CIA have a history, so the FBI has to play defense, some bullshit. And I was like, nope. But this seems more personal, and it's Chase, it's
and the daughter and the
yeah.
And
here's how stupid I am. So so I'm watching it, and I'm like, what the hell? Who are these people? Because they're doing a flashback. And I didn't realize it was a flashback. I was like, what?
You like it when shows explicitly say, hey, Johnny, this is a
30
flashback.
years ago.
This is younger Jeff Bridges. No, that's Heidi and I's biggest complaint is like they got an actor to play young Jeff Bridges, and you're like, that's a huge mistake because no one can be as good. The whole time you're watching the young guy, you're like, well, you're not Jeff Bridges.
Right. That's so funny. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, Jeff Bridges is probably like, I'm the man.
Just let me do it. Just let him do it and like color his hair. Who gives a shit?
You know,
I can suspend.
I was thinking they should do is they should do what they did in Superman, where they have the actor, but then they have Jeff Bridges do the voiceover.
Yeah,
so it's
do
the
that.
same voice.
Hey, man. I can almost do a Jeff Bridges. Hey, man, I'm in the CIA, man. That's not very good. I had it better the other night.
But I'm watching it, I'm like, who are these people? And why is it sepia toned? What the hell is going on?
He even changed the tone for you.
No, but it's good.
It's pretty good. He gets up to pee like 6 times. I just love like old actors.
Oh God, I just love old pee.
Old pee. Old guys peeing.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I know.
I saw a chart.
I could beat off to that for hours.
Johnny's Pornhub is so specific. I saw a chart. I don't know if this was supposed to be critical of like, because you know how like the number one way to critique the movie business now or shows like everything's a remake or a Marvel movie or like a sequel, and we just live off nostalgia. No one does anything original anymore. Blah, 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 blah. And I saw this chart about the average age of a movie star. And like back in like the 80s and 90s, it was like around like the lead in the movie was like 30 to 35. And now it's like 60 or like 55 to 60 is the average. Like,
Really?
because the famous people now, like look at Tom Cruise is like 60 or like
Brad Pitt.
Tom Hanks, even The Rock I think is in his 50s or something. Like these guys, Jason Statham, these guys are all older, and it takes a longer time to become. I don't know if like to get famous. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is. But I'm kind of like that's progress. I would rather watch older actors are way more interesting. Like Meryl Streep is way more interesting than, whoever the young actress is now that's supposed to be like the star. Like I just find I'm just like way more into the idea. And it's the same thing with comedy too. Like I think that Norm Macdonald said this, like nobody's favorite comic is younger than them. Right? Is that even feasible to you? Like thinking like your favorite comedian being younger than you? Is that in any way possible to you? To me, it's impossible.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
To me,
not,
most of the
it's not. I mean, someday it will be true.
No, it'll never be true because you'll just go the guys who are dead are all better.
Yeah.
That's how I am now. The guys
true.
I love, most of them are dead. My favorites. It's sad, but like Gary Shandling and Norm Macdonald, like all these guys. I'm never gonna go like, oh yeah,
You're never gonna be like, oh man, where's my Bo Burnham T-shirt?
Yeah. I was just trying to think of like one of them who's like.
He's the only one I could think of. That's like probably.
Oh my god! Can't wait to go see Taylor Tomlinson live. And she's great. She's hilarious, but it's just not gonna be the same.
It's like
it's just not gonna be the same. Like they're amazing and talented. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like it's never going to be, and there's something about people who are older than you just more interesting.
Yeah. But it is weird though, the whole thing you were saying as far as like actors and stuff, because you'd think this day and age with like TikTok and YouTube stars that like people will be able to become famous and in movies quicker. You know what I mean? Like, but Justin Bieber, he's.
And that might be the way in the future, but I think there's like this weird thing happening now where like there was the mainstream, the powerful days of the mainstream media where they could just make a movie star, where like Tom Cruise was like a star, the way we may never have a star again. Mm-hmm. Because and he's benefiting still from that like whole machine that would like get behind somebody and push it all. Like that machine doesn't exist anymore. So now the younger people are like products of like TikTok and Instagram and stuff, but they have to do it on their own. And so as good as they are at like that, they can't compete with these 60-year-old like Harrison Fords or whatever, 80-year-old who like had that. And now that they're like street level famous, like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's very few people under 50 who are just like, everyone on your neighborhood
household names
knows their name. Yeah, I guess that's the term.
Yeah.
I was trying to come up with a new way to say the phrase household name, but it already
street level
exists.
Famous.
Street level famous. No, Andrew, they got a better way to say that.
That's funny though. That is true. Like who's the youngest household name?
I don't know. Because like is I was just thinking like is Zac Efron even like a famous? Is he even that famous?
Super famous, but my aunt doesn't know who Zac Efron is.
Yeah, so I don't. I'm too dumb to know who's the guy like Batman Pattinson. No one knows. More people don't know him than do know him.
Yeah,
it's tough. I'm telling you, there's not many Tom Hankses out there.
Right. God, that's interesting.
That'll be the future. But. So the old man, you're on it. You've seen 45 minutes. This is the best review of a show I've ever heard in my life.
Of episode 1.
So far you're in.
So far I'm in. Yeah, it's good. I'll finish it after we're done recording. I'll finish it and go to bed.
Yeah, you'll love it. You'll
Oh,
love
here.
it.
Oh, so this is exciting.
Oh.
So Erin is out of town. She dropped both my older kids off at grandma's. So it's
All of my 2 kids.
So it's me and Phoebe home alone until they come back on Friday. And so
Does your grandma not like Phoebe, or what? Or does grandma not like Phoebe?
No, it's just that's a lot.
It's just
for
a
her.
lot. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be
so
funny if she had a grudge.
she's like, "I'll watch your kid, not the little one,
Not that
not
one.
the little one."
Who forgot my birthday?
The 3-year-old didn't wish me a happy birthday, so she can go fuck herself. She's not welcome here.
That's a card.
No, but we had chicken nuggets and pizza for dinner.
Oh,
So pretty
classic.
exciting. Yep.
pretty
And
nice.
is so what is it? Cantaloupe. Is that a vegetable or a fruit? This is a quiz. I know the answer.
I believe that is a fruit.
Okay, you're right. It's a fruit.
Yes.
Very good,
Love it.
Andrew.
Yeah.
So we had cantaloupe and pizza and chicken nuggets for dinner.
Cantaloupe's good. I've become more of a cantaloupe guy
It is
as I
good.
get older.
Oh, you know what's my favorite of all? Pineapple. Is there anything
Well-
better than a pineapple?
That's so stupid. Of course.
Why? What are you talking about?
Well, obviously, it's like going.
What? Obviously.
Yeah.
You're saying it's so obvious that it's stupid to even say?
Yeah, I am. What fruit
Yeah,
could
that-
possibly be better than pineapple? I don't think anybody would ever argue with that. It's the most.
I think
obvious.
a better response would be, "Oh my God, yes, I agree." Not you, fucking moron. Of course, that's what it is.
I don't know. It just seems like
Well, maybe I didn't get the memo because this is a recent discovery for me. I mean, I would say I
What,
decided
you just
that.
discovered pineapple.
Well, no, I had it before, but I just decided that's the best within the last year. So don't act like it's
I just
so
imagining Johnny going to Hawaii and walking up to some big Hawaiian dude going, "You got to try this pineapple. This stuff is delicious. Do you have it down here?"
Well, why?
gotta
We're
get
not
the
in
word out.
Hawaii. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin, and you're in Portland.
I know, but you're traveling around. You just got to get the word out about pineapple.
I love it. It's lovely.
It's very, very good. It's great. Do you cut your own? Do you ever take a whole pineapple and try and slice it up?
Yeah, that's the best way.
I think we've talked about this. Wait,
I don't
because you
think we
got a
have.
thing, right? You got a thing where you just push it down?
No, we don't have a thing.
Oh, okay. God,
Yes,
I'm
I'd be
going
confused.
crazy. I cannot remember.
I feel like you're cheating on me with someone else.
Yeah, maybe.
You have
I'm
another
doing a-
podcast.
I totally could, by the way. I do not think you would find out. I'm almost positive.
You call it the cavalry or the Cavalry?
The Cavalry. You fucking idiot. You
I
can't even
still
say the name
fucking-
wrong on purpose. When you try to say the name wrong, you say it right.
Right.
God
And
damn
vice
it.
versa. Oh gosh. Well, should we get into topics? Or
We
is there
should, but can I do one more pre-show banner? Because I don't think
Please.
this qualifies as a topic. But
okay.
I'm doing another backyard project, as is my whatever, and we put in like this sort of not a full patio, but just like we decided save some money. It's just kind of a gravel area that we're gonna put like some furniture on or whatever. And I had to dig out. Anyway, there's this huge pile of weed dirt. I've been moving this weed dirt. I borrowed my neighbor's truck. No one will take the dirt.
Weed dirt, like dirt you dug up that had
Dirt
weed.
full of weeds. Like
Yeah,
just,
okay.
It's
Oh,
air.
okay.
It's called arum. It's disgusting. It's just like infesting my whole backyard. So it's like there's nothing
Okay.
you can do with it. You just have to get rid of it. You just have to dig it
Right.
up and get rid of the
We
dirt.
have talked about this, but go on.
Okay. So I got to get rid of it. Huge pile. It was driving me crazy because I kept calling people, like Holloway people, and they were like, "We don't take dirt. We can't do dirt. No one will take dirt." Finally found a guy, and he's got his own like dump. It's just a dude with a dump. It's not like the city dump. It's not like, but he'll take dirt. So I
Okay.
drive out there, and it's just this like weird. He has a scale, and then he's got this huge just piles and just huge area of land. It's just one dude. And well, first of all, I didn't even. Okay, this is unrelated, but the first time I went out there, he's just chatting me up, and he's talking to me about like he lives on Hawthorne. He's like talking about the tweakers who take the bottles to go recycle them, and he was like, yeah. And one guy came on my property. I was like, hey man, can't come on my property. You can take the bottles if it's out in front of the house, but you can't come up to the house and take the bottles. And the guy got mad at him, and they got in an argument. And the tweaker dude pulled a knife on him, like a big machete out of a sheath.
Oh.
And then he looks at me and he goes, and that was a bad idea, because I was like, then I showed him this, and he pulls up his shirt. And he's got a huge gun. And he just shows me his gun. This guy. It's like, I don't.
Oh my God.
It's like, I'm just trying to dump some dirt, man. I don't want to see your gun.
Oh
So anyway, this is the guy I'm dealing with. So
and
go
then I
dump-
shot him in the face.
Yeah, and then I
Anyway, the
shot
piles
him,
are in the
and
back.
I buried him in these huge piles, and no one will find them. And that's what it looks like, these giant piles of whatever. So I go those 2 times, drop my dirt off. It's like $20 a load. I come back this last time, and he's like picking through my dirt, and he's finding the twig here, a little piece of cement, broken off. And yeah, he's like, I'm gonna have to charge you He's like, it used to be $20 a load. He's like, I'm gonna have to charge you $30. I'm like, why? He's like, yeah, this dirt's got too much organic. He got the organic. I'm gonna have to charge you the organic materials. I'm like, my dirt's not clean enough for you. My dirt's too dirty.
What a racket.
It's ridiculous. And then you look around Portland, there's like fucking shit everywhere, and I can't even dump dirt
Oh.
for I don't
Whatever
know.
happened to the guy you said that? Didn't some guy offer to just like take it in a truck? And
Yes, my neighbor Dave. But then we figured it out with by the time we like calculated the gas and everything, we're like, it's cheaper just to pay the $20 than drive way out into the woods. But my argument was like, unfortunately there is like a homeless problem in Portland, and then you see a lot of trash on the highway. I'm like, honestly, I bet people would pay me to just cover up the trash with my dirt. It would be more aesthetically pleasing, But
Yeah.
here we are. I'm paying $30.
Officer, I was trying to make this look.
Make this hellhole livable with my twig-infested dirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, my dirt isn't clean enough for you. So, that was on my mind, and I wanted to talk about it, and that's it. But it's not a topic. It doesn't qualify as a topic.
Yeah, I don't know if my topics qualify as topics.
I know you had a hacker deleted your good topics.
I know. I had
What a good excuse. It's like the kid whose dog ate their homework.
I don't know what. I think, some of you shake your phone and then it pops up and says undo typing. Like, what? Like, I don't know.
No,
something happens.
That's never happened to
My
me.
bottom one is an old one, and I know I had something under that.
Well, do you want to go first? I feel like I just sucked
No, I'll
up
go
oxygen
first. I'll go
with-
first.
Okay, you go first.
So, if someone... No, I am ready. So,
It
if...
just totally sounded like someone who was like, I didn't think he would take me up on that offer to go first. Topics. Oh, yeah. God, which one?
If so...
Anyway. Well,
So...
okay. Go ahead.
So, if someone calls you on the phone, and now I know you're not a, hey, what are you up to phone guy, but like, let's say, do you have anyone that like just calls to chat?
Very few. I feel like I think, again, we may have talked about
Yes,
this.
we have talked about this.
But I feel like I do that more to my friends than they do to me. And
Okay.
I feel bad about that. And then you were like, oh, well, you never call me on the phone. Why didn't you ever call me on the phone? And then I was like, yeah, because we talk for
we have a podcast.
an hour and a half every week. And it's like, seems like we might be burning some material if I call you on the phone.
Because our comedian conversations are just fucking gold comedy. But this is what I was going to say. So someone calls you to chat, and they are doing other shit, like they're in line at the grocery store or they're at the drive-thru at McDonald's.
Yeah.
They are a butthole. But if you call them and they're at the then it's excusable.
Yeah.
But if they call you and they're doing other things, then they are a butthole.
I agree with that.
Right?
Yes, 100%. And because it's very annoying to like, man, I do not want to throw my wife under the bus again. But do you ever get a call from your wife and then it's like, there's like 2 seconds. Like, hey, yeah, I just wanted to call. Oh, hang on, I gotta complete this mortgage application or whatever. Something very complicated. It's like, oh, sorry, wait a second. Ginger is graduating preschool. Hang on, just like, well, why did you call?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I? Oh, I'm sorry.
You were bored. That amount of boredom needed to be filled. You were 2 seconds away from checking out at Nordstrom's, and then now you have to call me to fill that time. I agree. Yeah, totally. I will say, okay, so let me ask you a question, though, because this is applicable to me. I called my friend Andy Hendrickson today on the phone.
Friend of the show, friend of the
podcast. And I was on my way. I was in the car.
Well, you called him or he called you?
I called him.
To chit-chat?
To chit-chat.
Okay.
But don't get jealous, Johnny. Just take it easy. Just take it easy. But I was driving to the dump. This guy, the crazy gun nut, dirt perfectionist.
Sure.
But I was probably like 20 minutes away. Now, is that acceptable? Because I did.
Totally, yeah. You're driving and you're talking, of course.
Yeah. But when I got to the dump, I did have to go, hey, can I call you right back? I'm about to go through this.
See, that's what you do.
Okay.
That's perfect. Very, very appropriate. See, now this topic was inspired by a former guest who has been the subject of many of my topics.
Thank God for him.
I'll feel like I hung out with him for a whole day. He'll be,
he's like
kid in the car. He'll be checking out at Walmart. He'll go to the store. He'll go skateboarding. The whole time I'm in his ear.
You know how like Ray Romano's everything, the show and his whole stand-up act was about his parents? That's like he's your Ray Romano's parents.
Yeah, he's my podcast fodder.
Yeah. Jason Russell, by the way, is my guess. I don't know if I got that right or not.
Oh, we should have saved it for the Patreon.
All
of our listeners probably knew already.
That one is spoiled.
Yeah.
But what happened? What did he call? What was the conversation?
It's not what happened. It's almost every time. And it's usually, sometimes I don't mind, but it's like you said, where it's like, wait a minute, you're calling me and now I got to hold on because you're talking to the lady in McDonald's? Like, what are you putting me out for, If I call you and you're at McDonald's, then I'll wait because I called you. I'm bothering you, but you're calling me.
Now, sometimes I will give Heidi credit because I was just thinking, like, God damn, that's just like Heidi. But I will say sometimes what happens is she calls and then I call back and then she answers, but then it's like in a situation where she shouldn't have even answered the phone. Like, it's like there's too much going on. And I don't blame her for that. But
right.
It's very hard when you're on the other end of that to go, then why are we even,
I'm trying to masturbate to old men peeing. Come on.
Oh God, I just want to go watch The Old Man now. And do you agree with me that he looked ripped when that one shot of him when he took his shirt
I don't know
off?
if I've seen this shot. Yeah.
Well, you should have seen it by now.
What's the
point of watching the show?
It's not to see Jeff Bridges with his shirt off.
What's going on? But no, I back you up. That's actually great. That's a great topic.
Oh, thank you. I've had that one on there for a long time thinking now.
Oh. No. That's really good. It's like classic,
Classic, I need
Cavalry
backup. Yeah.
topic you need backup on. Don't
right.
call someone unless you have we're going to say 15 minutes
Yeah.
of devoted nothingness to just
And if something comes
talk on the
up
phone.
in the time, then do what Andrew did and say, "Hey,
Let me
let
call
me
you back.
call it back.
Yeah.
Take care of that. I need
Don't
you to
try and
pick up
conduct the
phone."
business with the phone down. That's always funny too. It's like,
Well, he's always
like-
got his Bluetooth, so I'm like yelling into him about, tell her she's a dirty whore, trying to make him laugh while he's talking to the lady.
well, that actually sounds fun.
Well, that's my passive aggressive revenge. Just try to ruin his conversation since he's putting me through this.
Well, the thing that happens too that is tough sometimes is when you're on the phone and it's like an interested party is in the room with you. So let's say it's your wife or a friend or whatever. Let's just say it could be your wife. I don't know.
Okay. Hypothetically.
I bet neighbor, who knows? And you're talking on the phone. It's not on speaker, but you're like dealing with like a situation or something. And then they're hearing what you're saying, but they're not hearing what the other side of the phone. Like, tell them about the leak though. And you're like, they're talking about and then you're like, I can't talk to you and the phone at the same time.
Yeah.
That's very frustrating.
Yes. Annoying.
Okay. All right. Backed up. Done.
All right, a lot of buttholes in those scenarios. Okay. What do you need?
Okay. So here's what I need backup on is when you get, we're both homeowners.
Yes.
Just thought we could sit in that little accomplishment for a while. But no, we're both successful homeowners, and sometimes you need like work done at the house by a professional, like
I know already I'm going to like this topic.
the plumber, the electrician, somebody who knows what they're doing, right?
Sure.
And inevitably they come over to your house, which in my case, my house is very old. It's like a 120-year-old house. They come over here and they look at the work that's been done previously that they have to fix.
Yep.
And they 100% of the time throw the person under the bus who did the work before them. So it doesn't matter what it is.
Yep.
This
wrong.
last
It's
guy.
not up to code. Yeah.
They didn't know what they were doing. This is all wrong. God forbid the dude, it was 100 years ago and he didn't have YouTube. You know what I mean? He's flying blind.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I always feel in that situation, I get very defensive of the person who did the previous work because I was like, that was probably me. That was someone like me who was trying their best, And so, they cut a few corners.
They didn't go to school for this.
They didn't go to school for this. They didn't have the right part. They didn't feel like waiting 2 weeks to get it from, ordered in. So they just made do with what was ever around. And, it worked. The house is still standing. How bad could it be? And this happens, too, on those home renovation shows. Actually, Heidi, this is her take, and it's true. But, like, the home, they always come in and they just shit on whoever's design instincts of the last. Oh my God! Look at this chandelier.
Yeah.
What the fuck were they Were they barfed up horrible design ideas with this place? And then you got to think this is on TV. Somebody's watching this somewhere.
Hey, look! They bought our old place. What?
Oh, I can't wait to see this. This will probably end well. And then they like kill themselves because they thought they had good taste. So just take it. What I need backup on is like, hey, we get it. You're the pro. And you don't have to. Also, you know what that is really? What it really is?
What?
Is you're trying to build up how hard it is for you to do your job. Oh, my job would be easy if everybody did everything perfect in the world, and then I could just come in. Guess what? I wouldn't be calling you.
Right.
Because it would still be working if they did it perfect.
Yeah.
So be grateful that they cut corners and you're getting the work.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Okay.
It makes me think. So here's my question for you. This is perfect timing. So would you, if you were in my shoes, so Aaron is gone until Friday, and we bought, because it's getting really hot, and there's no fan in Phoebe's room. And so she doesn't want me to, we can't just get a fan that you plug in and stick. She wants to switch out it's an ugly ceiling light, and she wants to switch it with a ceiling fan with a light. And it got delivered today. Would you have the balls to try to surprise your wife by installing it yourself before she gets home Friday?
That I would do that. Yeah.
You would?
Yeah. I've done like chandelier type wiring.
Now, could you do it, but could I do it by myself?
Yeah, it's a little, just holding it up. The hardest part is just like keeping it up while you like secure it. But yeah, you can do it by yourself. It's actually going to be easier because it's new wiring. We got so when we moved into the house, the guy flipped it, and he bought some really cheap, ugly, again, look at me shitting on the poor guy. If I'm doing the exact thing I said I didn't want to do. But he got it was bad, like these plasticky sort of modern chandeliers that just didn't fit with the house. It's the kind of where they just shoot the light bulbs everywhere on like black plastics. Yeah, it's like an explosion of, anyway. So we wanted like,
my wife picked one of those out for our dining room.
No, but it looks great looks great for you guys.
Thank you.
No, but we have a really old house, and so we wanted like everything to match the old stuff. Yeah, that's the difference.
Good save. Are you looking for Aaron behind you?
Looking for a way out. But so we went to this old sort of Portland reclaimed
to switch it out, to find something to switch it out.
To find like old fashioned, light fixtures.
Yeah.
And they were the kind that had the wire. You know how like wires, like the thing you bought, the ceiling fan, they'll have the rubber coating, and you'll need the red and the green, and you'll have to match, and the ground wire and all that stuff. These had cloth around the copper wire. And so I was like, I'm wiring that stuff, and I was like, I'm going to burn my house. I'm for sure going to start a fire. But I didn't. Not yet. I did put the lowest wattage bulbs in those that I could find, because I was like, I don't trust my... No, but you can do it. You can do it.
Now, this is something I would have to cut. I would have to switch the breaker off.
Yes.
While I do it.
Yeah. Switch the breaker. Yeah. Look how smart you are. Yeah. No, and I always, whenever there's breaker work to be done, I always do like 3 more breakers than I have to.
Just to cover your bases.
Just like I don't trust even if it's like clearly labeled like Phoebe's room.
And they never are. They never are clearly labeled.
I know, and they're always in a hurry when they're writing.
That's the shittiest
handwriting.
That's
the worst handwriting. And like, you think you would want to write that legibly, but they just scribble on there like L room, and you're like, well, okay, that's probably living room, but.
Oh no, that was Laura's bedroom. Oh, now we're all dead.
No, you can do it. You can do it. And then, like I said, anyone can do anything now with YouTube. Just fast forward the first 25 minutes of their family history and get to the actual content that you need.
Oh my God. What was it? Were you the one talking about how they always say smash?
No, but that's true.
Someone else. They always say, "Oh, smash that!" I was watching some video, and it was some I can't remember what it was like. It was like a 70-year-old Southern guy, and he was, it was tutorial, and then he goes, "And make sure you smash that!" And I was like, "What the hell?" Ugh.
Not good.
Well, I don't know if maybe I will. Maybe that'll. Maybe I'll try.
Oh yeah, do it. It'll be.
Give us fodder to talk about next week.
Be such a sense of accomplishment. Film it. Set your phone up in the corner and film the whole thing. Do it as Batman.
There's video evidence of Johnny Beaner dying.
Do it
It'll
as
go
Batman.
viral.
Yeah. Do it in your Batman costume and start swearing at everything.
That's what I should do. Is I should start tutorials as Batman. Hi, folks. This is how to switch a ceiling fan. And then, I'm filming it on this phone, but I'm looking it up on YouTube as I'm trying to teach them.
There's like sparks flying out. Oh, God.
Oh, dear Jesus.
I told you to turn off the third breaker.
Damn it,
Alfred. Go to the basement. I can't do the Batman voice like you can.
It's a gift.
All right. This is great.
Yeah,
We
good
got a-
app. I think we're good. Yeah.
We got a plan. You're gonna change that ceiling fan. We will update everybody next week. Thanks everybody for listening. Leave a 5-star review.
Yeah, do it.
Why not?
We'll
Everyone's doing
review it ASAP. We're getting better at checking it before we record each
Yep.
week.
So do that.
You wouldn't know that because we don't bring them up.
Join the Patreon and
God,
Johnny's Batman set in all of its glory. It's so funny. You guys will love it.
Oh my God, over 100,000 views on TikTok, people.
And that's just one clip. You can
That's
watch
just
the
one of the
whole
three.
thing. Okay, now
I guess I should post another one.
you're kind of demonstrating that they could probably just watch the whole thing in clips on TikTok. I'm trying to.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Well.
No, there's
Patreon's
just
where
three.
it's
There's only 3 jokes unposted so far.
at. And that's it. Anything else? I don't know.
I think we're
Good on
good. Yeah, follow us. You know what? Follow us on social media. Our Instagram's a little embarrassing.
Or our Cavalry Instagram? Yeah. Follow the Cavalry Instagram. I know we post
I
stuff
think
on there.
the Twitter's the one I lost the password to, so I can't post on Twitter. But the
Don't worry
Cavalry I can.
Don't worry about the Twitter. Who gives a shit about the Twitter?
Yeah.
Follow the Cavalry Instagram. Follow the Patreon.
Follow our YouTube.
Just listen. Just,
Subscribe.
You know what?
Yeah, just 5-star
Just
review.
enjoy.
Just listen. Just
Just
tell
enjoy.
friends. Tell friends.
Yeah. Or just, Anyway,
Anyway,
I don't know what else to say except thank you.
thank you for listening
To the Cavalry!
to the Cavalry.